Good morning. We'll start session 2 on chapter Coal and Petroleum. In our yesterday's class, in the chapter Coal and Petroleum, we understood what are resources. In resources, we have two types: natural resources, which are readily available in the earth crust, and man-made resources, which are made by humans for our benefits. In natural resources, we again classify them as inexhaustible natural resources and exhaustible natural resources. Moreover, in this chapter, we will be discussing about inexhaustible natural resources, the resources which can get depleted or which can get finished within over a period of time by more and more usage. So when we talk about coal and petroleum, which comes under exhaustible natural resources. So these are called as fossil fuels. Now we know the meaning of fuel, which gives us energy, right? Which gives us energy in the form of food, which provides energy, like say for example, steam engine will run on the basis of fuel. We use coal there, or we use different fuels in a power plant to produce electricity, right? What are the meaning of fossil fuels? Now fossil is something where dead and decayed remains or the impressions of the plants and animals. That means when these dead and decayed plants and animals which are left over, these will decay, decompose deep into the earth crust, they convert into fuels. So we call them as a fossil fuels. The main component of the fossil fuel is carbon. So first of all, now let us understand coal, a fossil fuel. How was coal formed? Now it's just a small story of a coal here. Coal was found million or 300 million years ago, or we can say 300 million years ago. Earth had a dense forest, or dense forest we can say, and we can call it also as a swamp, or it is a vegetation, right? So due to flooding, forest got buried in the soil. That means this dense vegetation, swamp, it got buried in the soil due to flooding. Soil deposited over them. As it went on deeper and deeper, the soil goes on depositing over them. Temperature also rose. As it goes down, temperature also increased. So with a high temperature and high pressure, dead plants slowly converted into coal. Now with a high temperature and high pressure, how did these dead plants converted into the coal? Assume that these are the layers. This was the forest when everything sunk deep inside, right? These were the layers. When imagine that this was the first layer, then second layer, third layer, fourth layer. So it went on depositing. Every layer from other layer, as it went down, the temperature and the pressure was more. So every part or every layer, a different type of or the different product of coal was formed. For example, the first layer which was formed is called as a peat. Peat is actually not a coal, it is the beginning form of a coal. Then as it again moved down, as the temperature and pressure increased again, there formed lignite, another form of a coal. Then again as it moved down due to high temperature and pressure. Now how did it build up such a high temperature and pressure? Without any human activity here. Due to climatic condition, flooding, volcanic eruptions, gravity, several other natural parameters and factors, it created high temperature and pressure inside the earth's crust. So then formed the bituminous, another form of a coal. Finally, deeper at the last we get anthracite. So we can say lignite, bituminous and anthracite are the three different forms of coal or types of coal. That means the first layer what we find lignite is the coal having very poorest or very little amount of carbon. Now as we told or as I told you, all fossil fuels, the main component of a fossil fuel is carbon, right? So lignite has a very small amount of carbon, say about 38% of carbon. Bituminous have 65% of carbon, it is slightly more than the lignite. Anthracite have the highest form of carbon, that is 90%. Now, as I have told you, peat is not actually a coal, that is a beginning stages. Now, along with lignite, bituminous and anthracite, sometimes by deeper refining, we also get graphite, right? But we don't discuss anything about that here. So, yes. So, slowly, due to high temperature and pressure, dead plants slowly converted into coal. How it converted? We understood by this method. The conversion, now how it got converted, the slow process of conversion of dead vegetation into coal is called carbonization. That means slowly this dead vegetation started converting into coal. That process is called as carbonization. Sometimes a question can be asked, briefly explain the method of carbonization, or what is carbonization. Ask for 2 marks, you can just write definition. Ask for 3 and more, you can just explain the process of coal formation that leads to a carbonization. So, we understood what are the different forms of coal here. We also understood about its carbon content. Now, how is this coal mined, or how do we extract the coal actually? So, that those are done in coal minings. What do you mean by coal mining? Extraction of coal from the ground is called as coal mining. So, there are particular location or places where coal minings are done. There are 2 types of coal mining done. One is open cast mining and another is underground mining. Now, the name is very clear to understand. Open cast mining is somewhere where we find coal almost near the earth's crust, that is earth's surface, that we get here. Underground mining, deep inside the earth, the pipelines or the tubes are set, and from that we extract the coal, or we mine the coal. So, this was about coal mining. Now, what are the uses? Where all we use coal? We know that coal is a fuel, right? So, it is used as a fuel. Where it is used in cooking food, it is used in transportation. Transportation, in the sense I can tell, it is used in steam engine. Now, transportation, we do not use coal in our 2-wheelers or 4-wheelers, right? But in olden days, it was used in steam engine, but now we do not use that in the steam engine. So, we also use that in the thermal power plant. Thermal power plant is a type of a power plant where electricity is generated due to heat. How is this heat produced? This heat is produced by burning of coal. Once we burn the coal, due to the heat which converts into steam, that steam is made to fall on the turbine. Turbine rotates, thus electricity is generated. You have a detailed study on this thermal power plant in your 10th standard. We also use it in certain industries, right, to running machineries, etc. So, while processing this coal and in the industries or something, we get certain byproducts, or we get some outcomes of this coal. Those are nothing but coke, coal tar and coal gas. That means from the coal we can also derive coke, coal tar and coal gas. Where are these used? Again, these are used in different sectors. Let's just see. Where coke is something very tough, porous and black. Used in manufacturing steel, that means it is the main component of manufacturing of steel. And it is also used in extracting many metals. Now here, in 10th standard you have a chapter, metals and non-metals, where we study a part how metals are extracted from their different ores. There we use coke as a reducing agent. Right? Now, what is reducing agent? You all study this in your 10th grade. We only understand now coke is used in extracting many metals and in manufacturing steel. Coal tar. Coal tar is a black thick liquid which has a pungent smell. Used to manufacture drugs, explosives, perfumes, paints, etc. Now, when I talk about, let's see, perfumes, paint, explosive, these have a different type of smell than other. That is why it has a pungent smell. Next, coal gas. Now, what is this coal gas means? while manufacturing or while obtaining coke and coal tar, we actually get a type of a gas, right? That means while you are extracting something, we get in some other form as a gas. That gas is called as a coal gas. Now, where is coal gas used? Coal gas is used in certain industries to run the machineries. That means, for example, if I have an industry where I am manufacturing or I am processing the coal, where I get coke and coal tar as a byproduct, there I also get a coal tar wherein I use coal tar for a fuel. So these are the uses of coal and the byproducts of coal. So we all should know that coal is a exhaustible natural resources. It can get depleted over the period of time. So we have to use it judiciously. And apart from that, when we burn coal, there are many poisonous gases also released in the atmosphere, like say carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, lead, arsenic, etc. So it is not, that is called as something as combustion of coal. That is why when we talk about cooking food or we talk about thermal power plant or steam engines which have been rectified and by some latest technological methods have been improvised later. So this is all about coal. We understood how the coal was formed. Now similarly how the coal was formed, in our next class we will understand how petrol was formed, or we can say how petroleum products were formed. Now when we talk about a petrol is a byproduct of a petroleum. When we say that petroleum is formed, through petroleum we have many byproducts. Say we have petrol, diesel, kerosene, lubricating wax, etc. Those are the byproducts of petroleum. We will study that in our tomorrow's class. So in today's class, if you have any doubts, you can call on the same day of the video set. Thank you.